Good evening and welcome to my live. Happy Tuesday. My name is Robin and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Couture. Once you hop on, um, go ahead and say hi and tell me where you're from. I'm using an online platform called StreamYard, and it doesn't tell me who pops on like a normal Facebook Live would. So the only way I know that you're here is by commenting and saying hi, and I just want to know where you're from. Again, my name is Robin, and I am an independent designer with Couture, and Couture specializes in reusable silkscreen transfers. These are sticky back, and they are again reusable. They're reusable about 8 to 12 times depending on how you take care of them. And if you've ever made a decal or a stencil out of vinyl, adhesive vinyl, or even heat transfer vinyl, you know that some of those negative pieces, like the insides of the A, the dots on the I, even punctuation can be kind of tricky to weed. I inevitably always lose the dots to my eyes. But with these transfers, everywhere where you see the white is actually a silkscreen material, and so all of your negative pieces stay intact, and that silkscreen helps to create kind of a level playing surface, and it makes the paste or ink or whatever you're using glide on your surface beautifully. Hi Kendria, how are you? I've seen you over at Confetti Creative. Welcome. You're from Mississippi. Where at in Mississippi? Glad you were able to hop on. Because these are reusable, I'm going to write the name of this transfer, and it's always in this bottom left-hand corner. This one is called Extraordinary. And this way I know, like if I'm using multiple transfers and I have multiple backer sheets laying around, I know that this transfer goes on this backer sheet. And these backer sheets are two-sided. One side is a shiny side and one side is a matte side, so your transfer always goes back on the shiny side. So tonight we're going to do a bleached t-shirt in Jackson, Mississippi. Is that a Gulf town? Is that what part of the state is that in? I'm not very good with geography of those lower Gulf states very well, but you'll have to let me know. I'm glad you were able to hop on. So I dabbled in a little bit of bleaching t-shirts this weekend. I was a little scared because I normally end up bleaching myself head to toe. But so I did 3 t-shirts, and I learned a very valuable lesson that sun is important. So I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but in this blue one, yeah, it doesn't show on the camera very well. It's actually really purple. Central Mississippi. So if you look in the overhead shot, you can tell there's a lot of purple where I didn't let the bleach fully dye the t-shirt. This one didn't. I did it late evening, so I didn't have a lot of overhead direct sunlight. And I also learned that bleach has a shelf life. I tried to use like a 10-year-old bottle of bleach, and it didn't do a thing. It just made the shirt wet. So new bleach bottle, not enough sun. So there's that one. And so then I did these 2 this weekend, and I had a lot of overhead direct sun, and they turned out really pretty. So here's the mint or turquoise one. And then tonight we're going to chalk on this yellow one, and I'm really excited to do the yellow one. So I'm going to put these 2 away, and I have an ink mat in here already. It is a sticky mat, and it kind of helps keep my t-shirt or whatever surface I'm working on in place. You can also use, if you don't have the ink mat, you can just use a sticky Cricut mat. It'll do the same thing. If you don't have that, you can just clip it to a piece of cardboard. And so I'm going to bring my transfer over, and I am going to cut. I'm notorious for cutting the cuff or the neck off of my t-shirts because I don't like the neck of the t-shirt. So I am going to keep that in mind when I place my transfer. And so I'm going to flip this one over. And I'm just going to pull the backer sheet off of the transfer. And normally if I was using wood or a chalkboard or glass, I would fuzz this transfer, meaning I would put it on a towel or my t-shirt and try to get some of this sticky off so that it doesn't stick to a non-porous surface. So it's easier to peel off of those non-porous surfaces. But because this is fabric, I want to get a really good adhesion. So I'm not going to fuzz it. I'm just going to place it directly down on my t-shirt. And I'm kind of an eyeballer, but I also sometimes try to find the center by lining up my two outer edges and then just kind of lightly folding the top up here. And so then I can kind of see on my transfer where the top is or where the middle is. And so I'm just going to kind of eyeball that where the neck is. And then I'm just going to really make sure that it's down really good. So I'm going to rub my finger along all of those silkscreen areas. So Kendria, what do you have? What door hanger are you working on this evening? Have you been working on any new designs? What seasonal door hangers are you working on? I need to get back to painting door hangers, but I'm almost out of wood, ply, and I haven't wanted to go back and buy any more because I don't want the sticker shock. So I think I'm going to mix, because my black is slightly runny, I'm going to mix a little bit of silver shimmer ink into my black. So I'm going to put my t-shirt to the side because I will inevitably get ink everywhere. And I'm going to use one of these color trays. And I'm going to get some stir sticks, a teacher door hanger. So it's a custom order for a teacher. Just one to put in your shop. You'll have to put it on the Confetti Creative page and we'll have to go take a look at it. So I'm just going to take a pretty decent dollop of silver and I'm going to put it in my color tray. And then I'm going to get a good dollop of black. I'm going to leave those to the side for right now. And I'm just going to mix them together. Not only will this thicken up my black ink a little bit, I'm sure it'll sell. So not only will it add some shimmer, but it'll also thicken up my black because I don't want it to bleed on this t-shirt. And I probably ought to make a little more. I'm going to add quite a bit more black. So do you have an Etsy page that you sell your door hangers on? No, this is actually, it's ink. It's Couture ink. Couture sells a chalk paste, which is it dries it's what's the word I'm trying to say? It dries hard, but it's water soluble, so it comes off with water. This is actually an ink that can be heat set to permanent, and so that's what I'm using. And the transfers, you can use either ink or paste. So they're very versatile. I'm going to add, I got it a little more gray than I wanted to, so I'm going to add quite a bit more black. Plus I don't want to run out. This is all, well, the ink isn't chalk based, but the chalk paste is a chalk based paste. So it makes it like if you put it on chalkboards or glass or metal, you can actually wash the design off and put on another design. ink doesn't work quite like that. You just started painting in August. I'm kind of new to door hangers as well. I fell down the rabbit hole a year ago last summer. I collected templates mainly at the time, but I've maybe cut and painted 4. I really enjoy it. It just, the jigsaw really intimidates me. And then just time. If I could, I probably just need to order wood blank door hangers. And then I could probably paint some more, but because the cutting really intimidates me. I've done it, but it intimidates the heck out of me. So before I touch my t-shirt again, I'm going to make sure that my hands are clean. And I probably need to get all of this out of my way because I will end up wearing it. Because if I get this anywhere else on my t-shirt, it won't come off. Okay. So I'm just going to bring my t-shirt back in. Well, we can fumble through door hangers together because I'm fumbling right along with you. Okay, so I'm going to grab, I think I'm going to just use a regular size squeegee. So with the ink or the paste, you just use a rubber squeegee. I'm afraid that's going to end up on my shirt. Just take your squeegee and you dip it into your ink. And I try to only go one direction with the ink, either top to bottom or side to side, because if you go both directions, you can have bleed. That's when your ink is going to bleed underneath the transfer. Okay. I've got wrinkles under here. Trying to get as smooth of a surface as I can. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to take my squeegee and I'm going to drag it down the transfer, covering up all of those silkscreen areas. Come in and get some more. Oops. And again, I'm just going to drag it down my silkscreen. This is probably going to be a quick project. And then what I want to do is even it all out. My squeegee kind of creates lines. And if you leave those in, you'll be able to see those in your design when you're finished. So then I'm just going to take the excess. I'm going to wipe it off in my tray. And I'm going to go again and kind of even things out. Get all those squeegee lines out. Being careful of the side so I don't go over the edge of the transfer. I'm going to go over it again just for fun, just so I make sure that I get that ink good and soaked into the fabric. And so once this is dry, I'll probably wait I usually like to wait overnight, but once this is dry, I can heat set the ink either with a home iron or I have a Cricut Easy Press that I use, or you can use an actual heat press. If you're using the Easy Press or a heat press, it's usually 305 degrees or a heat that is friendly to your fabric, but usually about 305 degrees for 30 seconds. And then I usually flip it inside out. And iron the inside as well, and that usually heat sets your ink. If you're using a home iron, again, you want to set your iron to the fabric that you're using. and then a couple minutes. You just want to keep your iron moving so you don't scorch your fabric. I have actually been an independent designer with Couture for 3 years. I signed up in June of 18, and honestly, I signed up just to get the discount. I had already taken a class. I'd made a project with someone local to me, and I really liked the product. I did a lot of research, found out all the benefits to signing up. But it wasn't until, and I was hesitant. I've done some direct sales before and wasn't ever really good at it. It's just not my wheelhouse. But I went in, I purchased one transfer, one 18 by 18 transfer, and this 4x4 squeegee and a tub of paste, and it was like $10 less than the cost of the kit would be. And so I got to thinking, my wish list is a lot bigger than my wallet. So I decided to sign up for the discount, and I was hooked. I've sold quite a few finished products. I've actually grown a very small team, but we're doing great things. So there's lots of ways. Most people do sign up for the discount. We do get 40% off of all of the product. But I just absolutely love the product. I have made stencils and with adhesive vinyl and heat transfer vinyl, and I really enjoy it, but this makes it a whole lot easier. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of pulling up the transfer, being very mindful not to get ink all over me. That's about the only thing you have to worry about with ink, is making sure that you have clean hands. So I'm just pulling this off slowly. I'm also trying to I'm watching for any places that the ink didn't penetrate very well. Try not to, sometimes you need see, I got a little bit of ink right there, but it's okay. So I'm going to put this to the side for just a little bit. I got ink on my hands. Oh well. Now I have another little spot. Let's see if I can get that off real quick. Quick, before it dries. I just made that one worse. Sometimes you can use like a stain stick and some of this will come out. I'm not terribly worried. I always wear layers. But here's what our t-shirt looks like. So it does have some sparkle in it. You probably won't be able to tell very much, but it does have some sparkle. But I'm going to put that to the side for right now because I actually want to show you how I clean my transfers. So like I said in the beginning, these are reusable. You can do, I usually just take them to my utility sink, but this way works too. I just put it in a little tub of water. It can just be room temperature. And I just kind of rub it on the bottom of that tub for a little bit. And it mostly comes out just like that. But then I can take these board erasers and I just get it wet and wring it out. And I'm actually going to pull this out. It'll be easier. Move that up a little bit. And I'm just going to take my board eraser and just wipe it across the transfer. And it will stain your transfers a little bit, the ink and the paste also. And I did put shimmer in that ink, so it does have, there'll be some sparkles on it for the rest of its life. But this pretty much gets it all clean. And then I flip it over and I just take a disinfecting wipe, and that helps get a lot of those t-shirt fibers off. It helps get my towel fibers off if I would have fuzzed this before I started. So just take the disinfectant wipe on the back and try to get off as much of the t-shirt fuzzies as I can. What do I do with my backer sheet? It's right here. And then I'll just place it on my backer sheet. Get that out of my way. And normally I'll let it dry sticky side up for a while, and then I'll put it away. But it's just that easy, and it's all clean. I'm going to put this away before I spill. I can bring our t-shirt back in. So here's our finished t-shirt. And I'm just going to leave it on my sticky mat until it dries, which will be overnight. And again, let me pull up the heat setting. If you want to heat set it, again, use your home iron or an easy press or a heat press. 305 degrees for 30 seconds. I usually cover it with parchment paper, and then I put my easy press down, and then do it 30 seconds on each side, and it's heat set and washable and ready to go. I do also want to point out that this transfer, this Extraordinary People Can Do Extraordinary Things, it's actually 20% off currently through tomorrow. And I do have the supplies link in the description of the videos. So if you click that link, it puts everything that I used tonight in your cart. But I just wanted to point out that this transfer is 20% off through tomorrow because Couture is celebrating their 4th birthday on July 1st. And so their way of celebrating their birthday was giving customers and designers 20% off of any retiring transfer. So those are in the last chance section on my website, which is linked above. Yeah, it's just a ton of fun. And I don't know if you want instructions of how to bleach t-shirts, there's a lot on YouTube, but I honestly just used like a 2-inch cheap chippy brush. I poured some bleach in a red Solo cup, and then I just flicked it all over my t-shirt. I did the front and let it sit in the sun for about 10 minutes, and it was literally bleached and dry in 10 minutes. And then I flipped it over and I flicked splotches of bleach all over the backside, and then I put it in the wash and washed it on warm. And then I air dried this one, but I dried the other two because they're a bigger size and I wanted to try to shrink them. But yeah, it was so easy. I didn't even get any on me. So super easy. Love the transfers. Love the ink. Take this off. So do you have any questions? Kendra, I hope you post your teacher door hanger in the Confetti Creative group. I'd love to see it. And I need to get going on some more door hangers, but right now I'm kind of loving the whole Couture thing. It's a lot of fun, and I actually there's some transfers that are great for door hangers. There's a Hey Y'all transfer. There's a welcome transfer that has different sized welcome sayings all over it. So there's quite a few Couture transfers that would work specifically for door hangers if you aren't into hand lettering, because I am not into hand lettering. I'm not good at it, so double duty. So if that's all, if nobody has any questions, I'm going to go ahead and hop off for the evening. I plan to be back on Friday with a door round project. So I hope to see everyone Friday, and have a great